Okay. Doing a Viking ship. Yeah. Yeah, the internet connection is not good. Hi guys, there are 4 of you there, 5. Welcome. I did a little live this morning, just before dinner. I'm back later on, just to get on with the Viking ship. So in case some of you guys weren't there this morning, I'm building a Viking ship. I already did another base, a larger one before. I'm doing a small one too. And I've already started building the sides out of cardboard. Cardstock, I don't remember how you say this in English, but it's very thin cardboard. There's no corrugation, basically. It's dense, thin and dense. And I'm doing the floor for now. Should be a quick build, actually. I spent a lot of time, because I was a bit confused this morning about the way to do this. Turns out it's pretty easy, actually. So I'm gonna try to finish this, both sides, and glue it on. Should be finished by tonight, and if I'm not, it's probably not gonna take very long before it's finished tomorrow. So yeah. I'm actually gonna need this for a game, because the game I'm currently hosting as a game master is set in a Viking world, so I'm definitely gonna need boats. Viking boats, not boats. And there you go. So there's actually, faster ways to do a Viking ship, but it's not gonna be a build that is gonna be very long to do anyway. So I wanted to give this varied look of the floor. And yeah, sure, it's gonna be very nice. Now I should be more careful with the last ones. I'm gonna cut them all, just lightly cut them. Okay. Alright, okay. So there you go. Okay. There you go. Hey, Rumo del Wolpen. Oh shit, I'm tired. Wolpertinger. Hi. How are you doing? Are some of you guys crafting out there? I can tell you, man, it's been a long time since I haven't crafted. Spent most time painting miniatures lately. I haven't crafted for quite some time. I even had to spend quite some time this morning before even starting to craft, just to make everything, like the working space, a bit tidy, you know, just to be able to work properly. Shit. Sure, it's pretty nice to be able to craft again. So there you go. Is that dry? That's more or less dry, I guess. Okay. So I'm just gonna cut the excess. Get something pretty flat. This cutter is very well. It's a new blade, because I wanted to make sure to cut the excess without cutting the cardboard that is underneath. Cardboard, cardstock. Now it could have taken a lot of time to measure properly the pieces that I was gonna glue on, but honestly it would have taken way more time than doing this. So I'm actually, you know, cutting them prior to this, but without being too concerned about the length, because it's actually faster to get them afterwards to the right length using this technique. There you go. A Naboleth. Thanks. It's just the start for the ship. Nice. It's a shame, I think we can't actually share pictures on the chats, because I'd love to see Herbaleth. Yeah, ship. Should end up looking good. There you go. Well, obviously the best part is gonna be by the end, when I'm almost done and I can do, you know, the details and stuff, the cool stuff. For now it's more or less doing the frame. But it won't be a difficult build, and I'm definitely gonna do a tutorial about it. But I'm not, you know, not recording for a tutorial right now. Just you know, spending a little bit of time just crafting, just for the pleasure. It's been so long. And, you know, all the time, just to have fun from time to time. Next step, next thing I want to do is work on a easy way to do some kind of mats with textile, with cloth that is able to imitate water. Because I want to find a nice way that everyone could use to do some water with waves effects. I'm still trying to figure this out. Till the end of the boat. You mean this one finished? I'm not sure I'm gonna finish this one. I'm not gonna finish this one completely tonight. This is gonna be finished pretty quickly, actually. The base with the wood, I'm almost finished. This side is almost finished too, but I don't exactly know where I'm going. This isn't a tutorial, so I'm actually experimenting here. So I might have the two sides assembled like in an hour or so. Maybe it'll take longer. It usually takes longer when I'm streaming because I'm actually looking at the chat from time to time and speaking. You're not as efficient when you speak than when you craft. So I don't know. I probably will have finished the rough structure tonight, but it's not even sure that I will. So don't, it's no problem if you have to get to sleep, but you will see it finish. If I finish it, when I finish it, I mean, I'll take pictures and I'll post them on the Tabletop Crafting Guild. So, don't wait for me. If you're tired, go to sleep, I'm just here doing my stuff, and if you guys want to drop by, say hi or ask questions, you can do it, but it ain't really a vital live, it's just me crafting. In any case, you're doing your aboleth. Are you almost finished? You want to do this in the future? You mean the Viking ship? No, I'm not actually prepping the planks. I could. I think I will at the end with an X-Acto knife. I have this mallet brush, but it doesn't work that well on the it's the hardest I have. It doesn't work that well on the coffee stirrers, but they actually already have a texture, and I chose some that have an interesting texture if I could. So I'm not gonna bother. There's already a grain, a wood grain, so I'm not gonna bother to use that. But for the sides that are made out of cardboard, I'm definitely gonna use not this, because it's actually gonna tear up the cardboard. It's a bit soft though, so if I use it, it's not gonna work properly. It's just if I just gonna think myself. If I actually do it harder, it's probably gonna just tear up the. It could work though, but I'm afraid it's gonna tear up the cardboard. So I'm more likely to actually use an X-Acto knife for the sides. Yeah, I thought also about using out-drying clay also for the boat for the texture, but I'm afraid when it dries that it will break, for texturing for the outside. But you were talking about your aboleth, right? Of the base structure, yeah, and it times to dry. Yeah, so you got some time to watch a stream or do something else. So you're really you're at the end. Your aboleth is done. You're just doing the base, right? Yeah, yeah. I bought a whole bunch of them. I mean, years ago. Well, I mean, maybe 1 year ago, and still haven't used half of them. So it's pretty good, pretty cheap, pretty useful. Use them for many crafts, and probably will for a foreseeable future. And I'm looking for one with a nice texture here. These are more interesting. See, I even used them. This one's good. I even used them at first for making the sides, because I actually started making the sides of the first ship with this. It was actually my first idea, you know, and it worked. It worked well. It's, you know, texture. It's pretty. I even got it a nice bend because I put some weight with water. It took a little time, but it worked pretty fine. But I mean, it would work pretty well, but I want to make it easy to do, because I want to make a tutorial. And I figured out while doing it that even if it worked, I mean, it wasn't that easy though, you know. And there are many parameters when I used weight on it to make sure to have the right shape, because not only must it be curved, but it must have the good curve, the right curve, and there's a sort of variation here. You can't see it much, but there is a variation because of the curve of the boat. The size of the boat is not the same than the curve on the front when the planks are attached to the prow. I don't know how you tell this in English. So it was alright doing it. It worked. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it worked. But it seemed a little overcomplicated compared to the easy way with cardboard. It's less regular with cardboard actually, but maybe this is my first try. I might redo it again and have a better how you call that? Shit, I'm at a loss for words. Pattern? No, not pattern. Shit, how you call that thing I used to get the shit, I don't know how you call this. It's not pattern, it's template. Oh. I can use a better template because I was a bit fast when doing it, a bit precipitated, so it's a bit sloppy. Usually I'm more like precise. The wood planking isn't very regular, but the system works. It's not that complicated. So there you go. Yeah, it's pretty much done. It's been cool. Well, if you share it on the tabletop crafting guild, just, you know, tag me in the comments. I'm interested to see it. Like most stuff on the tabletop crafters guild, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, I spend more time lately painting miniatures than crafting, but I've painted a whole bunch of them for mainly for the Viking game I'm hosting, and a lot of humans, and I'm finally starting to paint some creatures, which is way more entertaining than painting humans, because they are larger and they are more you know, original than painting a Viking warrior number 15. Yeah, the stream isn't down, but it sure is hindered. So I don't know if you guys heard what I said, but it's actually an internet connection problem with the box, the internet provider. So there's not much I can do about this except cutting the stream, or just, you know, accepting the fact that it's gonna. Usually it's not really an issue. I mean, when we do some research, it, you know, it comes off like sometime, but it comes back very fast. So when you're working on the internet, it isn't really a problem, but when you're streaming, it definitely is. Definitely. There you go. Okay. So I'm almost done there. Okay. Looks nice. Should wait for it to be completely cured, and yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to be completely cured. I'll prevent the wood from splintering and detach. This way I'm smarter. So we've lost quite some guys there when it came down. I think we're only 2 left. That sucks. That sucks. And I can't assure you that it won't come off again. So hey, what you wanna do? You know? So basically I was doing this. Okay, so look at this. There you go. Okay. There you go. So, is this long enough? No, it ain't. I just did crap. Bullshit. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, so yet another goddamn mistake. I'm good with those. That's alright. Take this. It's gonna work anyway. Okay. Is that good? Nope. Not the right shape at all. Yeah, okay. Okay. I can do this. Right. Would have been easier if I didn't cut the pieces too short the first time, but hey, nobody's perfect. Right. Nobody's perfect. Okay. This will work. This will work. So okay. Most important is that it's got to be perfect from the outside. It looks like it works. It's pretty good. Okay, that works. And the next ones are going to be hopefully better. Okay. Next. There we go. Come. Okay, looks fine. Looks fine to me. At least looks alright, I guess. Okay. There you go. Hey Amanda. Thanks. Thanks. Hasn't been very, I've been mostly idle on the channel these days, but glad you found it and liked it. I might have a little time, a little more time next month, the month of coming, to put some kind of content on the channel, since I'm gonna be on holiday, so I'm gonna have slightly more time for myself, which is kind of good. I'm definitely gonna do a tutorial on how to do a Viking ship, that's for sure. That's why I'm experimenting, both for these reasons and also because I actually need a Viking ship for my game. I'm doing kind of a sloppy job right now, so it's mostly experimenting. I'm looking at how the materials react, how we can work with them. So it's fine if I have eventually to redo the piece, but good work. I'm not 100% satisfied with how neat I was doing these pieces. Some of them are uneven and I don't really like this, but could be fine though by the end. I need to see it painted to see how it goes. I'm almost done for this side. So all of you guys are crafters? Out there? DMs or players? I know there are quite some subscribers who subscribe because of my latest video that had quite a lot of views. It's the video for doing the stop motion puppet. So maybe you guys are just here to see if I do another puppet. Not right now. Hey Ben, je t'ai vu tout à l'heure. Je savais plus si t'étais encore là. Ça va bien? On se voit demain, hein, je passe à la maison. Je me remets à crafter. Je me remets à crafter. Un petit peu de temps là. Plus grand chose, on n'a plus grand chose à préparer pour le collège, donc je me fais plaisir. Si on veut. Aussi j'ai dormi la moitié de la nuit, la moitié de la journée, donc il faudra peut-être que je me mette à faire quelque chose. Et donc voilà. J'ai fait la moitié basse, hein, la base de ce bateau. Je l'avais fait en grand au début. C'était bien, mais c'était grand. Et du coup, il me fallait un bateau aussi plus petit, plus compact pour le jeu qu'on fait avec ta soeur et mes potes. Et du coup, bah, j'ai fait un bateau plus petit et j'ai même fait une petite barque après. Voilà, voilà, avec ce petit système bien sympatoche et facile, a priori, quand on a le coup de main pour faire les côtés. Oh yeah, you want me to speak in English, right? Because for the others, my brother-in-law is actually in the stream, so in the chat, so that's why I spoke French. But he asked me to speak in English for you guys. Isn't that sweet? So yeah, I'm showing him my stuff. It's amazing. Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's not very complicated, actually. The fun part is going to be at the end, because I've seen many of these kind of boats being built by other crafters. Most of the time they're done out of foam, which is alright, but I really don't like to use foam actually when I do wood constructions, because I feel like foam is very grainy, so it suits better with stone. You know, all the belts I did with stone, I used actually used foam, but for wood I tend to use wood. Except I tried with this wood first. It worked pretty well, but it's not that easy to do. So I'm gonna try with cardboard. I'm sure it's gonna be way easier to explain and to you know, to reproduce, to do the same thing for crafters. Am I drunk or is this not in English? No, it's in English, man. Welcome, Lewis. It's not. It's in English. Don't worry. But I'm French, and one of the viewers speaks French. That's all. Where did you get your username? Longvader is the name of an area outside of Gothenburg, Sweden. That's funny. I didn't know that. Well, there's probably a reason why the area is named that way. Maybe it's a natural space. Landveter are actually land. It's, well, you know, Amanda Nordstrom. There's if you're from Sweden, you probably know that land is obviously the land, and Vater is spirits. So Landveter is a spirit of the land, spirit protecting, guardian of the land. Usually it's used. They are called Landveter because they are plural, because often there are many of them. They're supposed to be spirit guardians, powerful spirit guardians protecting the land. And there you go. And they come from, yeah, Sweden, Norway, and they were later, I mean, used in, you know, Iceland. That's why the sigil of Iceland is the four Landveter protecting the island. I don't know if you guys hear me, because like the internet is crashing every so often. So I don't even know if you got the explanation. Tell me if you did, so I won't answer again. But I'm actually pretty much onto Viking lore and history. So yeah, Landveter, spirit protecting the land. I like the idea. I like the concept of these kind of mystical creatures and spirits protecting the land, that were probably one of the most ancient form of belief in Scandinavia. Thanks, man. So that's why I chose Landveter as a username, because I like the creature. Besides its original, nobody really remembers it, so it's kind of funny. But yeah, comes from their spirit protecting the land. And there are still some places, yeah, that bear this kind of name. Probably because it used to be, how do you say? There used to be sacrifices for them, you know. A lone vader was often attached to a space, natural space, like a place, like it could be a river, a stream, woods, specific woods, or a mountain, or something like that. And the people living near would, honor and sacrifice to the spirit just to have his benediction and his protection. And this is quite funny for the build we're actually building now. Because do you guys know the main reason why there were dragon heads or monster heads, scary heads put in front of the Viking ships? Do you really think it was to scare off some monks in Lindisfarne? Did you know that these figures were removable most of the time? Not always, but some were removable. That is pretty funny. Let me give you a hint. It's got everything to do with lone vaders. Let's see if you guys figure it out, or I'll tell you. Making this craft look way easier than I would find it. It's not that difficult actually. It's not very tidy, but it's not very difficult. But I'll definitely do a tutorial. Don't worry. It's on schedule. So this is about right. Ain't half bad. So you guys don't guess. Well, if you consider that Unvator were spirits protective of the land, they were actually believed to be pretty effective to protect the land. So actually, there's a tale telling that Iceland was never invaded by the Norwegian king. At the time, Scandinavia was Christianized, Christianized, because he couldn't land there. And there's a legend telling that before going there, he sent one of his shamans, one of his seers, magicians, wizard, call the name you want, to see if the island could be took. And the shaman went there in the form of an animal, in trance, like magic stuff. And he was unable to land because from each side of the island, when he tried to land, the Longvator that was guarding the different sides of the island chased him off, so he couldn't go there. So Vikings actually believed that lands were protected by these spirits that could take many shapes and forms. And each land had a spirit like this. Actually, each family and each person had a protective spirit. Often it was their ancestor, but the land had this too. So if you consider this, when you came to a new place with a ship and there was a protective spirit there, well, you better be sure either that it was your ally or that he was subdued, it was under your influence, or wouldn't dare attack you. So actually the heads, the scary heads on the ships, were put there to scare off the Longvator of the land you were going to set on, to come to. It was supposed to scare off the spirit protecting the land. And that's also the reason why the head was removable. Because if you went to see a good friend somewhere, or an ally, well, you didn't want to risk diplomatic incidents if you left the head and scared off the non-invader, that was actually protecting the land of your ally or your friend or your family. So the pros were actually removable. So it's not probably not the only reason the pros existed, but it's one of the main reasons. It's not very well known, but I've read this fact in a history book written by a specialist of the Viking culture, and I found it pretty awesome. Kind of stuff you won't imagine, you know. It basically comes with the myth of the Viking, you know, the scary dragon head on the ship, and you think it might just be to scare off enemies, but most enemies were. I mean, they did fight, but it's not as if this culture was really martial or anything. So no, actually the dragon heads and the scary heads were more to frighten spirits, protecting a land, and just to avoid getting attacked by these spirits. And I really like this idea. So my boat is going to have a removable head. So you can put it down and change it, and it's going to be funny in gameplay, because if I want to switch boat and show another boat, let's say the players are coming off one boat and swimming to go on another boat, I just can reuse the same boat and change the head and have a brand new boat by just removing and changing the front of the ship, maybe the how do you call it, the seal, the thing that catches wind. Sorry about that. I'm not fluent completely. Anyway, you get what I meant. So yeah, Viking ships, Longship. There are many. We say Viking ship, but there were tens of different kinds of ships, and they all had their own name. Yeah, crafting and Viking history at the same time. Yeah. So yeah. Actually, Viking ships and non-invader have a story in common, you know. So I'm almost done with this. I'm gonna do the other side of the ship. So I did one side. I'm gonna do the other one, and I'm gonna use this. So this is the template I made. It ain't perfectly straight though. Kind of pisses me off. Is that gonna be a bit better? Slightly better? I don't know. Couldn't tell. So, let's do this. Where's the other side? So let's see. No, that's crap. Let's take another one. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So, just to be sure I don't deviate, I'm gonna take this. Go. So I'm using the template, and I'm just gonna be making the edges of the different planks. And how many of them do I need? So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but the last ones are going to be very short. So I need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 5 complete ones, and the other ones are just going to be smaller parts. So I said 5 big ones, right? That's what I said. 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. 5. But we said 11, right? So there's gonna be like 6 others that are gonna be partially done. Like 1. The last ones I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm gonna do them anyway. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There you go. And here we said 1, so still 5 to go. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So did I forget something? No, I think I'm good. Okay. So now let's cut this. Let's do this. Okay. I don't want to mess this up, because if I do, I can start over again. And that would suck. So this part is a bit shit. Can't speak right now. I'll speak when I'm done. Because I don't want to fuck this up. Okay, it's way easier when it's already. Okay, so the first one's done. Pretty sweet. Next. The most important are the first 4 of them, because they're going to be visible all the way, all the long of the ship, see? So I definitely have to be careful. Now I did something pretty stupid. It's that this piece is smaller than the wall. It's okay. It's not that different. There's not a huge difference. Does he often do live, or is this the first one? Hey Dante. It's not the first one I did, but as you can see lately I don't really do much live. Why you ask this? I know I'm not really good at lives. I just put a camera and got to crafting. Sometimes I do lives, every so often. Getting more confident now, I can actually go faster. That's when I'm gonna do a mistake. Okay, the next one I'll cut them later. I'm already going to separate the ones that are already cut there. This is good. This has to be separated. Nice. This one's good up to there. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, if you're quite new, then you obviously didn't see me stream. I really don't stream that often. The channel has been quite inactive lately. The last video I made was like a month ago, I think, but I streamed a few, like maybe a month ago. Okay, so let me see. Ah, shit, that wasn't very tidy here. It's a bit damaged. It's the blade of the. Ah, shit, fuck ditty. Okay. So. Nice. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. So wait. This is gonna be outside. Like that, I'm gonna hide the crap I made here. This is a great idea. Such a genius. Oh, okay. A very untidy genius, of course. So crap. So this goes up like that. Yeah. I got it. I got it all right. See, this card was good, but it's also very fragile when you cut it, so it can tear up. I don't really like this. I would have preferred something a bit sturdier, but it's easy to bend. It doesn't have any corrugation, so, and also I got it for free, so thought I might use this, but it kind of, you know, falls into pieces, and I don't really like this. And we'll see if it ends up looking good or not. You guys probably can't see it because of the lack of quality, but of the image, but the cardboard isn't very pretty right now. But it's going fast though, see? For what's probably gonna be way better looking than if we just, you know, scored some planks onto the cardboard. See? It's actually going pretty fast. I'm going like 3 times, 4 times faster than when I did the first part, actually, because I'm getting used to it. Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve. So this is good. Looks pretty symmetrical. If this has your usual attention to detail, I expect the ship to be seaworthy. That's very nice of you. But to be totally fair, I've been a bit more sloppy with this than I'm used to be. But I want to see the results. I know I can do something a lot less sloppy. So I'm actually afraid that the result is gonna be a bit sloppy, since I know I haven't been very tidy doing it. Because I was half experimenting as well as I was doing it. This is the first time I used this cardboard to do planks like this. So I was looking, testing the materials, and I didn't care too much to be very tidy, but the result is kind of icky. I don't really like the fact that it's not very regular everywhere. So I'm definitely gonna paint it and see how it goes. And but I know I can do a better one. So I'm probably gonna paint it before assembling the whole ship. That's a bit stupid, but if I fix it, then paint it, and then see that it looks like shit, I'm gonna be a bit pissed off. So I don't know. So we're going fast. We're actually going very fast here. So this is a very good thing, because it means that you guys can do it pretty easily. If I do a tutorial that is very like readable, understandable, and where the steps are well explained. I mean, there's still gonna be other elements to add on the ship, but let's be honest, the most important is the frame. The prow, but the prow isn't gonna be very difficult. Now, if you want to do something complicated with a nice dragon head or something like that, obviously it's gonna be more difficult, but you can reuse the head of a monster from a miniature or something, and modify it with green stuff, or some air drying clay or something like that. So there's much we can do, and the rest is kind of easy. I think doing the mast and stuff like that ain't gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be pretty standard. Should be cool. Should be alright. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. And then just the last ones from the sides, and then we'll call it done. Then maybe I'll do the front of the ship. What hour is it? It's like midnight, right? Okay. So where are you guys looking from? So there was someone from Sweden. Nobu Yamada, I know where you're from. You're from France. Dante Di Fiori, well, he might be Italian, but with such a famous name, you could be from anywhere else. Kelly Petit, I guess, could be American or English. Petit sounds very French. Lewis Harris, I'm gonna guess American. Frederick S. Bonjour. Frédéric, j'avais pas vu que t'étais là. Merci beaucoup. Tant mieux si ça vous plaît. Tant mieux, tant mieux. Là, en ce moment, j'ai pas trop de contenu, mais ça va revenir. So, wait. See. Denmark. Hey, Turin Hardy. Denmark. A lot of actual descendants from Vikings over there. Or not. Or not. Shit. There you go. Kelly Petit, State of Maine, USA. Most of my subs are from the United States. There's a big community of crafters in the States, obviously. Largest community comes from the States.
start with this side first. Cut this so it's done. There you go.
So, yeah, should be fine. How much am I missing? Not that much. Oh shit, look at that. See, problem I have is that the shit, how do you call this? The template wasn't symmetrical from the front to the back, and that's kind of a bummer. It's not very serious, but hey. Hey. Gotta do what you can do. Gonna do my best. So there you go. I'll have to watch it on the other side, because it's from the other side. It's gonna be more visible. There you go. Looks fine.
Next up. Yeah.
Hey, Miniature Misfit. How you doing? Fine. Carrying on the Viking ship. Actually doing a very tidy job right now. Which would be good if the whole shape of the piece was right, but it's not symmetrical with the other one, but maybe with a bit of a nail file, I'm gonna be able to trim it down to have something more suitable to the other piece I've already built on the other side. If the lack of symmetry is invisible by eye, then I don't give a shit. But if when we look at it we see that it's not the same on each side, then I'm gonna do something about it, maybe redo the pieces. Now that I know how to do it and how to do it fast. I mean fast, pretty fast. So it kind of advances pretty fast though. You guys, you crafters know what I mean. Crafting can take some time. This is what I consider fast advancement. Because afterwards it's mostly gonna be sculpting the head of the ship, the mast and some details, but mostly it's gonna be painting pretty fast. So that's quite a nice craft if you wanna, have a little pleasure crafting something that's gonna look good on the table, tabletop table. But don't spend too much time or having to do something too complicated. Viking ship is actually a pretty good project, I think. I mean, doing the Viking ship the actual ship is going to take me a shorter amount of time than actually editing the tutorial to explain how to do it. Yeah, it goes well for now. Not sure about the result at the end because the cardboard isn't great, as I said, but hey, could be fine though. So am I right here or not? Still missing 2 of them, right? Okay. So, oh, there you are. So if you guys are wondering what kind of glue I'm using, it's just wood glue. Because, you know, it's fine. It'll work great. Actually sets pretty fast too. Sets faster than most wood white glue, so I'm using wood glue. This one's pretty fucking regular. I did a very regular job on this one. Like the upper piece is really crap, but and the shape is different from the other side, slightly different, so that's a bummer. But this is really regular, way more than the first piece I did. Like, look at this crap. See the difference? Like the first piece is really rubbish, super chaotic, and this one's pretty regular. Okay, whatever. Whatever. So one side is almost done. While it dries, before I do the other side, I'm gonna end up the planks on the floor, I think. And there we're gonna be set to go. Just see how it looks at least. Because I have to do the other side and then I have to cut it properly. So yeah. Yeah, it's better. Wood glue is better. This one had settled quite a bit, so it was really dense. But with the heat these days, the glue is actually quite liquid, but not that liquid. Like it comes out liquid, which is pretty convenient, but it settles pretty fast. So you know, pretty cool. So, am I doing the other side? And yeah, okay, I'm gonna do the other side. So there you go. Okay, so you go here, so you're gonna go there. So you need to be just a tad longer, not that much, just to be sure that you're not too short. Okay. Don't wait. Mustn't be. So I guess that was this. Okay. So so I must not. Yeah, okay. So this goes there. It's alright if it's not longer because you see it's gonna be cut. Actually, you won't. It will be cut way before, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way through. It's just fine. Nice. I like when everything works out like you want. It's usually the moments where the ground unravels beneath your feet. But Mm-hmm. Yeah, not bad. This one's a bit low. Hey. It's gonna be tabletop ready. It's definitely not gonna be diorama or, contest ready, but who gives a shit. I'm doing this for a game. I want it to look cool on the table for the players, to be suitable for game. I'm not looking for something award winning. And I'm also looking for something that's gonna be pretty easy to do for other crafters. And for me. I think it kind of covers it. Okay. 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 And the last piece. Shit, I took it like this, right? So there you go. That was so fast that the other pieces I've set aren't even dry yet. I don't know what I would do for a beer right now. But I don't have any. Yeah, I want something that looks cool and can be thrown out as well. Thrown out, like not in the bin, but that can be, very easily put on the table and fast, I don't want to wait for 3 months to have these amazing builds done that will only be used for displaying purposes or just, one session or two or something like that. But I want to have this nice piece that is done pretty easily, and this could be done even faster, as I told this morning. If you don't bother to cut the small pieces and just use the fluffy series all at once and then glue on top, it could be easier. But it's a fast craft mostly. You can do it with spending a little more time and do something more tidy. I think what we should really do is use something else to do the. Where did I put the templates? I must use something else than this to do a template, and I should have taken the time this morning to do a very proper template, just to make sure it's, because the problem is that it's not exactly the same curve here and there. It doesn't look like it, but it's not the same curve, and I'm afraid that when we assemble this, it might shown. It's not sure, but could be shown, and doing a template out of flimsy cardboard isn't the best solution if you want to be very exact when you do use the pencil to get the edges that you're gonna cut. But hey, and I've been a bit messy with the first blank, which is rather unfortunate because it's the one you see the most. But maybe I'm gonna be able to to fix this with a nail file. But in any case, it looks like a pretty easy craft as far as crafting is involved. So, well, I haven't done the front of the ship or the mast or anything else, but I'm sure it's gonna be okay. I'm sure it's really a craft mostly everyone could do in the crafting community. But I definitely wanted to try with something else than foam, because foam, yeah, it's got this grainy aspect. Looks good when you want to do a wall or something like that, but it's, you know, it's got grains, got small, very small, tiny holes, and or otherwise it's completely flat. But the usually the foam that is used to do wood, when I see on close-ups, I mean it's nice. There are like the wood grain and the wood striae that's made with scoring the foam, so it looks nice. But when you look from very close, there's this little grainy aspect, and I don't really like this. It doesn't look like wood. I wanted to try with cardboard. Not sure if the experiment is gonna work out, but besides its more approach from the actual size scale wise, if you take a miniature 28mm miniature, the size, like the thickness of the board, it's closest when you have this than when you have foam. Because most of the foam is larger than this. Even the smaller like width is actually a bit thicker than that, if I'm correct. It's like at least 1.5 meters or something like that. Have something there. Let's see. Look at that edge. Yeah, it's slightly. Yeah, okay, it's not huge difference. You're right. So I'm just waiting a little bit for it to cure before I score it. I'm gonna do the last part here. Wood glue, dun 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 dun, wood glue, wood glue. There you go. A little kebab skewer for you. There you go. Yeah, you can find 1mm foam, but I think it would be just as annoying to do it out of foam, actually, than cardboard. Maybe foam won't tear up like this, but you will have this grainy aspect of the foam I just threw away. But hey, you know how foam looks, right? There is this light grain that looks amazing when you want to do stone, because it's basically naturally grained like stone, but not for wood, not for me at least. No thank you, no thank you. So I usually end up using coffee stirrers, barbecue skewers, ice popsicle sticks, and or cardboard, or balsa wood or something like that. So as you can see here, I've kept something I didn't do the first time, and it was actually a mistake. I've kept a little bit of cardboard there, just to have it as a base when I'm going to do the front and the back of the ship. I didn't do it here, and it's a mistake, so I'm going to add new pieces, but it's going to be less like solid than this. This one was a bit thicker. This cardboard was just slightly thicker. You see, it's not exactly the same actually. I thought it was the same, but it's not the same. I took a thicker piece here. It's like 1mm, and this one is less than 1mm. It's like 0.5 millimeter thick. And yeah. So foam's flimsy as well. Yeah, it's flimsy. It is. Now if you harden it with afterwards with some Mod Podge, it can harden, but it's pretty flimsy. But I'm definitely gonna harden this, at least varnish it at the end. But it can curve, and it's a bit sturdier than foam, of course. Okay, so this should be good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it to have the right shape. There you go. So, isn't this pretty? Isn't this wonderful? Na, 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 na. Do, 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 do. Na, 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 na. Donc 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, alright.
Okay, I don't wanna.
So wait, I'm gonna. So this is 5 points, almost 6, 5.8, 5 points. Oh shit, it's really different. This is 5.5. Whoa, it's a lot higher here. So, oh no, okay. Yeah, okay, that's not a huge difference. So this is gonna be the front.
So 5 points, almost 8 we said, so this is gonna be it.
And this is gonna be 5.2,
Something like that. Yeah, okay,
mostly we're good. We're good here.
Okay, so I'm ready to score.
Let's score. So I'm gonna score very gently at first. Then I'm gonna score like in that case. Just kidding. It's cardboard. I can score gently. Besides, it's always best to score several times gently because you're not going to end up tearing. Look at that beauty. This piece is actually hell of a lot better made than the first one. Look at that. Really looks like the side of a Viking ship. Nice. So this is gonna look like this. Let me see. So this is the outside. This is the outside. It's gonna look more or less like this. Then again, I'll have to cut it like shorter. I'm not gonna do it right now because I think I'm gonna do the prow first, the front and the back of the ship. But look at that. That looks nice. So I'm gonna try to hold it. For now, I'm holding it. It's not completely set because it's gonna go on top here. At the back, it's actually better. So there you go. Pretty nice, right? Now I definitely have to trim the side of the boat. Like some skewers are actually overhanging, so I have to do a better job. But it's gonna look very good. It's gonna look good. Once fixed, I'm gonna make sure that the edges, I'm gonna deform the edges to make sure they go from outwards on the edges instead of inwards. Because the sides of a Viking ship goes outwards, like the sides are a bit like, like that. No, wait, it's the other way around, like this. So look, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna look fine. It's gonna look good. Now I should maybe score the thing first before gluing it. See, if I do this, it's gonna be round from the side, go out, and then be straight. Maybe it'll work better once fixed, once glued. See what I mean? I want it to go outwards. Yeah, I'll find a way. The board distance really looks into scales. The board distance. I don't know what it is, board distance. But yeah, that's cool. So I'm gonna finish by putting the rest of the wood that is lacking there. So do I have some pieces that I can scavenge here and there? Please, thank you. There you go. So I'm gonna go for this. Yep. Then I'm gonna do the pro, and for this I have to watch a few images again. So I'll probably do this tomorrow or during the week someday. I'm gonna have a little less work. We're at the end of the school year, so most of the work is done now. Kids are gonna leave school in like in 1 week. We won't have any kids left. They got the exams. Then we're gonna have a bunch of meetings and reunions, and then we're gonna be off. So I'm gonna have a little more time to craft. The boards on the side of the ship, yeah. They really looks just as well. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's pretty suits pretty well. I think for the miniature. See, the height is good from the side. It's kind of low, so you can see the miniatures from the side, not from the front, but on the front there's gonna be an elevation when you can put on the miniature. So, and you can actually see it pretty far, so pretty far off on the boat. Yeah, I'm a teach. I'm an art teach in middle school. So there you go. Should get some sleep. I didn't sleep last night. I spent the whole night doing editing a video for kids for after a trip, like for a souvenir. And I spent the whole night doing it, so I didn't sleep last night. But I slept. No, not last night. Sorry, 2 nights ago. But I did sleep correctly this night though. So wait a second. I don't want to do any mistake. So I'm actually gonna do something that's gonna be longer here, like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with an actual thing that is gonna, yeah. Okay. Like that. Yeah, I'm almost done. Our teacher knows I remember my phone. Well, nice. I hope at least some of my students will remember me fondly. I'm sure at least half of them will. I'm not that bad of a teacher. Okay, so there you go. Just a few more planks and we're done. And I'm gonna call it a night and try to get some sleep after this, and I'll probably work a little bit on it tomorrow. Then again, I'm gonna see some family, so I'm not gonna craft a lot tomorrow. But it sure feels really nice crafting again, guys. You can't imagine. Well, probably you can actually imagine, but it's been such a long time since I haven't crafted. What I can do, I'm gonna finish this, and then I can show you a few miniatures I've painted lately, if you want to see them. And then I'm gonna get to bed. What got me into teaching? For a bunch of stuff. I didn't know what to do after school. I liked arts, history. I wanted to be a comic book artist, but I never really gave myself the means to achieve it. So so I was looking for a job, and artistic career isn't easy to. You really have to be really motivated and to live from it. So I basically took I studied and After university, I did artistic university, and it's not fine arts. It's like modern contemporary art and stuff. Where I met my girlfriend, and after this, I just passed some not exams. How you call that? Les concours, and I got this job. I already had a good contact with kids, a good feeling with kids before, so we needed cash to live together with my girlfriend. So I tried teaching. I got the job, Yeah, I'm gonna show you the minis. I'm finishing just what I'm doing, and then I'll show you the minis. Do not get overexcited. They're just minis, and I'm really not the painter. I mean, they're good. I'm really proud of what I've achieved with them, but they are not like nicely painted minis. They're well painted and definitely tabletop ready. Some of them are better painted than others, but I'm trying to go fast because I've got many of them, so they aren't the best painted minis by any means. So see, tomorrow I'm probably gonna trim all of this to have something impeccable. Before I glue the sides, maybe do something about the sides to make sure they are more regular. But honestly, I'm pretty confident, and at least I've advanced. I did something today, crafting wise. So the miniatures, right? Some of you guys maybe already seen them, because I think I showed some of them during the last live. So you got some of them here. I can show you. There's this guy. There's all these guys that are Vikings that I bought at VNV Miniature. Pretty easy paint job. The only thing a bit fancy is the cloak. There you go. And the shield. Painted this shields pretty well. So this is the first one. I got a bunch of them, so I can show you if you want. There's this guy. They're not very interesting. I try to make them different each time. But mostly the shields are nice, because I tried to do different sigils. But so this is my Viking warband. There's this guy too, with this shield. There you go. I need to get the focus. Shit. If I do this, does it work better? Yeah. Works better. I can. There's latency between from what you see on screen and like real time and what I see. So I hope it works. This guy here. Well, I'm not gonna show all of them, am I? I'm only gonna show a few of them. Which one's nice too? This one's like the sigil is nice. Like, does the focus work right now? This one's nice, pretty dynamic. And a very nice shield. I don't know why, but see the stripes you can see on screen? I think it's because of the LED. I've got a very nice lamp that's been offered by my dad. I don't know why, on screen, on camera, with this webcam, you can see stripes. I'm not exactly sure why. So yeah, there you go. And yeah, well, I've got several of them, so I painted many of them. There are archers as well. There you go. I did the eyes on this one. Most of the time I don't bother doing the eyes. I did the eyes on this one too, I think. Where is he, the one with the cape? Oh, one of the ones with the cape. Yeah, this one's got blue eyes. I didn't know the LED would do that. So this one's got blue eyes. I got the patience to do them. If I go very close to the camera, do you see it better, or maybe it's frequency of lighting? Yeah. In any case, okay, you got many Vikings here. There's a bunch of Saxons too there and there with them. One of the swords is a bit broken. I need to fix this. Can't stand it. I don't want it to be broken. Come on, Viking with a broken sword. Damn it. Ain't a very efficient Viking, is it? So, just a hint of glue. There you go. Okay, so these are the Vikings I painted, but I've painted many other stuff. I've painted, I'm gonna put, is everyone in? Yeah, everyone's in. I've painted also some monsters and some trolls. I've also painted some skeletons, but it was way back, so you probably saw this on Facebook, but I can show you my trolls. Now these are actually goblins, but I call them trolls because there are no goblins in my RPG. So I've also done some casualties markers, so you can see a casualty horse right there, bleeding out, and several casualties here. Right. This one's got his hand cut off. These are Fireforge miniatures, like the warriors. The colors aren't coming out pretty good because of the very strong lights. They're actually looking better than that. But, so yeah, just a bunch of casualties. So I got 4 of them. And then you got these trolls, so I'm not gonna get them out of the box, but here you can see them. There's a bunch of them. Okay, this light isn't suitable. So there you can see all the trolls. I tried to do something different with their weapons. And something a bit blue-greenish, as if they had a different kind of weaponry. I really like the effects. It probably doesn't show on the image, but they look nice. I mixed up some blue. I did mixed up some blue with some green, so I had a very a green that's looking like with hints of blue, and also I mixed it with metallic silver. That is giving the effect that there is some metallic shine to, as if it was stone, but with shiny crystals in it, like very tiny. You can't see it on image or in photography because I don't have a good enough camera, but it looks pretty nice in real life when you like it. When you look it in a good light. I painted other stuff like the skeletons, but I think you guys saw them. I can show you a few bosses I've painted as well. I painted this guy.
this sort of like bats thingy. There's a bad guy. I've painted but haven't finished this troll guy, but it's really not finished. It's just the base. It's not done. Pretty easy and sloppy job, you know. I don't really care for this one because he's supposed to be sloppy either way. What I've painted are these other. I painted this guy. This big, like red guy. That was the boss in the latest, the last session we did. So there you go. I don't know if you guys see it properly. So this guy, pretty easily painted. It's not, you know, it's not very great paint job actually, but it works. They are varnished and everything, so they can be handled. You guys see it properly? Because yeah, I think it looks fine. Okay, there you go. And then some zombie dogs also. Pretty easy stuff. Some foul like rats. There you go. So the light is probably not very good, but in any case, painted these guys for the last session too. So there you go. There are a few other minis, but I won't bother taking them out because they're probably like with other miniatures. I don't have time to search for them. Did I take everything? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Thanks. Thanks. I tried to make everything stand out, as you said. Since the weapons and the armor of the trolls were greenish blue, I made sure not to have too many of them to have this kind of color scheme. Or other, you know, pieces of equipment. I tried to look for contrast. Yeah, it helped. In any case, these were my miniatures that I've painted lately, and I'm gonna paint new ones. And I want to order new ones, even if I really shouldn't, because I still have a good over 100 miniatures that aren't painted yet. So I definitely should wait. This stream could have ligma. What's ligma? So I shouldn't actually, buy a new, but I've already made a basket on Reaper, the site, on their miniatures. I got a huge wish list and a smaller cart, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna order. And usually I order in batch, so. Ligma balls. Oh, that's some kind of pun, right? Sorry, I'm not completely fluent because I'm not English, so your stupid pun might have like just failed from lack of understanding from my part. But in any case, you can go fuck yourself. Anyway, nice username. Fits pretty well.
In any case, guys, probably gonna go off to bed. Pretty tired. So take care, and have a nice night, evening, day, depending on the place you're at. I'm gonna get some sleep. It was nice crafting. I hadn't done that in a while. Couldn't get the time or the energy to do it, so it was pretty nice. As you can see, we advanced pretty fast. It's an easy craft, even if I'm experimenting right now doing it. It's gonna look pretty good by the end, I think. So next step is gonna be the front of the ship and the back. I'm gonna glue them first, and then we're gonna be able to set these pieces on the side. Maybe I'm gonna drill some holes with the Dremel for the rows, the rowing stuff before gluing the whole thing together. And then we're gonna put on the mast and the tiny details. But yeah, the most of the framework is done. So I'm gonna have to I'll do it off camera, I think, the sides of this big one. And I'm also gonna do a very small one, like a small boat for about that could contain like up to 5 miniatures, not more. Like more of an escape boat or very small fishing boat. But I'll do that off camera, and yeah, works pretty well. So you guys take care. I'll see you later, either during a live stream, because I'm gonna have a little more time the following days and weeks, at least the 2 following weeks. And then you'll see, hopefully you'll see our tutorial on Longvator Snare, showing you guys and mostly the other guys that haven't seen the stream how to do this Viking ship my way. And there you go. Yeah, oars. That's it. So good night, guys. Take care and see you later.